It's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. It's hot yet again, so I got my sun hat on. I'm gonna try to avoid sun. I mean, I'm inside anyway, so it's not like it matters, but it's just a fun hat. Who doesn't like wearing a fun hat every once in a while? So today we're gonna be changing brake pads on the Subaru. I've got some Stoptech Sport Quiet Pads, Sport something pads. They're sport pads. My brake pads are pretty much shot, and I'll show you guys that once we get these ones out. So I'm gonna get the car jacked up, throw a couple jack stands under here, pull off the wheels, and we'll get started pulling them out. If you don't have one of these, grab one. The Torque Solutions pinch weld jack points, fantastic, like 20 bucks. Alright, now that we've got the wheel off, let's jump over to this front brake and we'll start walking through the process, swapping out the brake pads. Once you have the wheel off, you'll have the brake caliper exposed here. On a standard caliper, you'll have 2 bolts on the backside that you'll take out, and then you can pull off the top piece of the caliper to gain access to the brake pads. Brembos, I think they're a little bit easier. To start, on the backside, you'll see 2 clips, one down here and one down here. All you're gonna do, you're gonna take your angled pliers, grab onto those, and yank them out, like that. There's one. Make sure you set these aside so you don't lose them. And 2. Now, once you have those 2 pins out, you'll have 2 punches or 2 pins going across the top of the caliper here. You're going to take your punch and you're going to line it up with that pin. Take your small hammer and pound it through. When you're doing this, make sure you're careful not to hit the caliper if they are painted. Don't hit your caliper. Yeah. Go ahead and pound those as far in as you can. And once you have them pounded as far in as you can get them, you're going to grab your pliers again and you're going to try to pull those through from the backside. You may have to move this retaining clip if need be to get that pin out. There's one. Retaining clip comes out. There's 2. Now, make sure you set those aside because you're going to have to reinsert those when we go to put the new brake pads in. Now, the pads are exposed on the back side here and the front side here. So what you're going to want to do is, I use a flathead for this. You can use, if you have the proper tool you can, just stick it in and start to pull them out slowly. Alright, one pad's out, we'll grab the other one. Pad number 2 is out. Now, these are the factory pads, so there's not a lot of life left on them. As you can see here, here's your standard brake pad. This is a factory OE Subaru one. There's not much life left on that guy. He lives his life. These pads have about 15,000 miles on them, so it's time to swap them out anyways. So here is a new Stoptech pad. As you can see, lots of life left on this guy. Try not to touch this surface. There's some brake dust on here from when I just opened the package, but as you can see on this one, there's a lot of meat left on these ones. I'd say maybe 10 to 15%. The reason I'm swapping these out is I started to squeal as I was braking, and it started to get really annoying, and my brakes got way too squishy for my liking. So we can go ahead and set those aside. Go ahead and grab that brake grease that you had, and put a couple dabs on the back side of the pad on here. Now you can either use a napkin, your hand. I'm just gonna use my hand, go through and just kind of spread it around. Alright, pad lubed up, we're gonna go ahead and get it prepped to go on the back side there, so we'll set that down on top of the old pad. Now, to get these cylinders to compress back in, there's a couple ways you can do it. With Brembos, it's a little difficult because you have two pistons. You can see one up here and another one down here. You need to get those both to go in at the same time. They do make tools for this, but I don't have it, so we're gonna work around that. One way that I've always been able to do this successfully is by using the old brake pad. They're already thin, so you can slide them in there pretty well. You're just gonna wanna slide it in over the pistons and then push against them, pushing them back into the chamber. And what you're doing by doing this is forcing that brake fluid to go back up through the brake line up here and into the master cylinder. Now that we've got the cylinders compressed back in, we're going to set the old brake pad aside, grab the new one, we're going to slide it in. Alright, you're going to want to line it up with the back side of the holes that the pins came out of with this hole. And don't worry, if you push it down too far, you can push it back out through the back side, or you can just pull back up on this side. Now that we've got the back side in, we need to compress the front pistons to get this front pad back in. So we're going to take another used brake pad. We're going to do the same thing we did on the back. Now that we've got the pistons in the front pushed back in, we need to lube up this other one. Same way we did with the first. Go ahead, put your grease on there and wipe it around. With some of the brake pads that you're swapping, you're going to have this piece on here. This is to let you know when to change your pads. So when your pad wear exceeds where that mark is on here, it'll start squealing. So mine haven't gotten there quite yet, but it's just about there. So my new pads don't have these, so they have this tiny little one here, but it does not do the same. So we're gonna get these ones pushed in as well. You're gonna want to follow the same procedure you did on the back. Line up the holes with the holes in the front and slide it in. Once you've got the pads back in, you're gonna wanna grab one of the pins that you pulled out earlier, and you're gonna wanna line it up going through the pad in the back, coming towards the front of the caliper like this. You're gonna wanna get it to about halfway right there. And then you're gonna wanna take this clip that we pulled out earlier, which I recommend you clean off with some brake clean like I did. It'll just get rid of any of the old brake dust that's been sitting on there. Go ahead, slide it underneath that pin. Push that pin through, and then grab your second pin. You're gonna wanna do the same thing with the second pin, and that'll push this guy down. So put it through the back side hole down here, push it through. Make sure you go over the top of this bracket, like that. Make sure your front brake pad is lined up, and push that pin all the way through. Now, as you can see on this bottom one, that pin came out and it came through this other side. This top side is giving me a little bit of difficulty, so something you can do is take that small hammer that we had earlier and you're just gonna tap on that pin. Make sure you're not hitting anything else. There are some vital components back here. Alright, as you can see, the pin came out up top also, so we're good to go on that. The last step to do is to put in those retaining clips that we pulled out earlier. They are these small little guys. I'll focus. These small little guys that we pulled out. So, on the pins that we pushed through in the back, there's two small holes that we need to get those through. So, let's jump back there and we'll get those through. With the front caliper reassembled, we can go ahead and throw the wheel back on. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this down and clean the caliper a little bit, since now's a good opportunity to do so. caliper clean, we're gonna throw this wheel back on. All right, with the driver's side knocked out, we're gonna jump over to the passenger side, do the same thing. It's gonna be the exact same process as it was on this side. So I'm gonna jump over there, speed through this next part, and get it done. All right, there you have it, guys. Brakes have been changed. Incredibly easy, anyone can do it. Thanks for stopping by once again. That was our first install video with many more to come. We have a Subaru hanging out there, so there's many more install videos to come, probably a couple more this week. So thanks for swinging by. Like and sub below. Leave any comments for feedback. I'd love to hear from everyone. If you like the hat, we'll keep doing the hat thing, but thanks for stopping by. Appreciate everyone's time. Peace out.